So game number one is getting underway right now with Zalae versus Rdu. Zalae looking to put himself in the best spot possible for the end of the season. Wants to chase down that number one spot, but he's against someone who will not let another match slip by unnoticed.
Rdu queuing up Druid right away, probably hoping to get that Warrior matchup.
I think this is also just a safety pick. You know,
right.
He doesn't know exactly what Zalae's going to bring, and considering that he's been swapping up his deck so much, it's a pretty sure bet that in game number two he's not going to repeat the same deck he played.
Yeah, we've also seen just a lot of people picking Druid in game one. As you said, just a safe pick. It's a very solid pick. It has been well overperforming in HPL.
I totally agree with you. I don't even know if overperforming is the right word for it. I think the deck is just good, and one of the reasons why it's so good in this format is because you see players adopting a style that isn't necessarily meant to beat the entire metagame. They're trying to beat specific things players are doing.
And that is not the prettiest opening hand for Rdu here.
No, Force Nature, Savage Roar, Wrath is a great opening hand.
And then you just add a 7-drop to it.
You have no pressure early on.
He still has the coin though.
You can't set up a big combo turn just yet. This is exactly what you want.
And here's the thing, Zalae is generally very aggressive with his Grim Patron deck. We could see a very quick win here.
Oh,
the other Force of Nature, great.
Double combo.
Yep, I mean, how can you lose?
You just wait till Rdu gets to 10 mana.
Just wait for 18 mana here.
It's like Millhouse Mana Storm.
Just kills him.
Remember the tutorial?
Yeah.
I actually tried to let Millhouse get to 10 mana in that tutorial.
Like, because he asked for it, you know, just wait till I get to 10 mana.
It doesn't let you fireball your own minions or your own face or do any of it. No, and like if you just try to pass and hold on, it's like you have more spells to cast. Like, I don't want to play them.
Yeah, I want to see what he's threatening so much.
If you've gotten Millhouse to 10 mana in the tutorial, tweet at me with a screenshot of it, because I want to know what happens in this situation. Just please use the hashtag HPL. Tweet at me at That's Admirable or at the Tan and Grace. If you have a screenshot of Millhouse getting to 10 mana in the tutorial, I have to know about it.
Just tweet it at Admirable.
It has no interest.
I think it would be kind of cool. It'd be funny to see it.
I think I don't think it's ever been done. I think it's an actual impossibility.
So has Rdu done anything yet?
Well, he's been setting up turns that look like they're kind of swipe turns here.
Yeah, he's been trying to set up a good swipe.
And he's got like a pseudo one here with the Wrath on the Frothing Berserker and then another hero power on this Unstable Ghoul. So he's actually got both of these in check. He's going to take some damage in the process, but I like what he's done so far. You know, don't use the Wrath early on just to clear a 1/3. Try to buy yourself as much time as possible. And with Zalae playing a tempo Frothing Berserker, that's exactly what he's done.
Yeah, like we said, Zalae likes to be really aggressive with this deck. He's very aggressive with his Frothing Berserkers early. Love the way that Rdu's played this game so far, and we kind of made fun of his hand about how bad it is, and it was very bad.
It's pretty abysmal.
But we've seen Druids win games like this quite a bit on HPL because if you don't kill them, they're going to do so many just disgusting things starting with turn 6 and 7.
Yeah.
Every turn for the rest of the game, you just get outclassed.
I mean, you're looking at one Innervate being picked up here, suddenly this game's different.
Yeah, the whole game explodes.
I actually like that Zalae is playing the Warsong Commander here too. I think he's recognizing that Rdu's in a position where Swipe or Wrath is going to bring a lot of heat to this board. Suddenly he gets the second Wrath and...
Ooh, that was... Yeah. Well, the thing is, if Zalae has anything left over here,
he's going to have something left over.
He's going to have something left over. If he has this Warsong Commander left over, he has Grim Patron plus Inner Rage.
Yeah, that's the big turn he's looking for, too.
You know, Rdu will be able to take care of this Warsong Commander with Wrath, but not this turn.
Yep, so has to leave it on board, doesn't want to be eating the damage, and I can tell you that Warsong Commander is a scary minion to be leaving on board, and this turn is exactly why.
Great play here from Zalae. Just understanding, you know, it's almost impossible for Rdu to remove my entire board here without an Innervate, and it's very likely Rdu would have just played an Innervate earlier to get a giant minion or threat out.
Exactly.
So he doesn't need to play around that.
Force of Nature is going to clean up 2 of these minions here, but look at what this turn is. Look at what it's doing to Rdu's turn if he Force of Nature is right here. I mean, he has the Emperor is the drop that he's picked up, and he's actually going to forego this to play. If he plays the Emperor, he's just dead. I wonder if he heard me. He's like,
you see him like change his mind right away.
Well, a single Whirlwind's going to kill him. In this
also,
spot.
he might just be doing this to mess with Zalae, to let Zalae know that he has, you know, a bunch of cards that are choices in his hand. We've seen people do this before, you know, mess with the card in their hand, kind of drag it over to the other person's cards to kind of try to give a false sense of what's going on.
Yep. So, going to start with Shield Block here. And Acolyte of Pain, pretty darn good, but is this the turn he wants to play it? You know, I could actually really easily see Armorsmith coming down here first, to keep the Acolyte protected. But again, every single turn that RDU offsets his turn with an off-curve minion, that's just more time for Zalae to keep dealing damage.
Yeah, so like the real thing here is, does Zalae do something like Acolyte of Pain, attack for 3, or does he Armorsmith plus Whirlwind and then not get the card draw from the Acolyte of Pain? Because he wants to make more patrons here. Druid has a really hard time clearing out a bunch of patrons, so if you can continuously make more, they have a problem with it. But how much value does he want to get off this Whirlwind? And I think this is where you're going to see it. I like this play.
It's hard to deny a 1-mana 3/2 in this situation.
Yeah, plus gain some armor.
Yeah.
I like this play. This is what I would have done if I were Zalae, especially with RDU as low as he's at. And you just force him to have, another, big turn to take care of everything you're doing.
Yeah, RDU has to play the Emperor Thoros on here. Does not have an option, but he's facing down 7 damage. So, a lot of pickup in Zalae's deck continues to keep this pressure heavy. But RDU's going into, oh my goodness.
And Zalae's been, moving these in and out of his deck. Sometimes he has Shield Slam, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he just has one. It just depends on what he thinks his matchups are going to be.
Now, I'm curious in this spot if he actually uses Shield Slam here. That he feels totally comfortable with this. He is going to run into this brick wall with the Ancient of War, but he's going to have 2 card draws to try to pick something up from this. I mean, there's a lot left in his deck that's going to get this job done.
Yeah, he has to get it done with what's left over. Just the clowns are left over, a bunch of 1/4s, 1/3s.
Bunch of clowns.
Yeah, and some Grim Patrons, but if RDU can survive this turn.
Yeah, I mean, this is really the big turn. And he's even going to be able to Wrath here, too. So, Zalae is on... I mean, you're looking at Shield Slam, Execute, Battle Rage. All these cards are very good right now.
Some really big... There's a Slam. That's a good one.
Even Slam's good. And now, I think in this spot, you even slam your own Acolyte.
Yeah, you slam your own Acolyte for sure here, yeah. You get the extra cards.
2 more pickups. Frothing Berserker ain't too bad either. Just anything to keep stuff on point. Wow.
All right, now this one's going to be pointed at something else. He's probably wondering if he wants to get the Frothing Berserker in play before the Slam.
That's exactly what he's thinking about. How does this... if he slams this Ancient of War and then draws Battle Rage, that's a very big turn for him. But if he plays the Frothing Berserker, suddenly he doesn't have those 2 extra cards.
Battle Rage is the exact card he's looking for here. I mean, that card just blows this game wide open. Yep, he's going to get aggressive.
So Acolyte's running, and he's still looking for Battle Rage.
Yeah, I love the sequencing here.
Whirlwind's not too bad.
Oh man, that picks up a ton of damage and some extra patrons.
Slam still wants to execute. Emperor's not going to do it, but Whirlwind's going to gain him a lot of life this turn.
Yeah, this also makes it to where if RDU attacks into the Frothing Berserker, it's a trade now instead of just picking it off.
Yeah, he's likely to have to use the second Force Nature here.
Look at this board state that Zalae just brought up. Look at his life total. It just keeps growing.
Sure, but look at his hand size as well.
Yeah, he's going to take care of this.
I'm a little bit surprised by that, but it is staring down a swipe, hero power. Either of those will take it out, so not a big surprise to see, but RDU is going to punish this.
Now, the thing is, RDU, he's going to have to use his turn here to clear this board. He's going to get in a little bit of damage, but look at the life total Zalae's at. It's going to be a while before he dies here.
Which is really the big talking point for him. He sacrificed a lot of card advantage, but he only has a few points of damage left to deal. And if he finds the right cards, it's smooth sailing from there. I mean, really the unfortunate spot for him is that he hasn't drawn Battle Rage just yet. And now Battle Rage isn't even that good, frankly.
Now, do you just play the Unstable Goal with the Emperor here and just hope it's good enough? Or just to kind of protect your Emperor for 1 turn? I mean, is it even that important? Do you just play the Emperor to trade?
It's really tough.
I mean, RDU's hand is stacked going from here, but he's not going to be able to kill him super fast. I mean, he's going to take a couple turns here.
Right. He's already used 2 Force Natures. He's already used a Savage Roar. He's got plenty of beef in his hand, but he has to live. He's at 4.
Yeah.
Execute Despite ends the game right now.
Yeah, and he does have Ancient of Lore. He does have Druid of the Claw, so he's going to be able to set up some board states where he can get defensive.
Zalae going to take his time. I mean, it is pretty tough. He has to think about all the draws in his deck and how they change in the next couple of turns. This isn't just instantaneously drop the 2 minions you have in your hand and say go.
Yeah, I mean, well, the Unstable Goal actually doesn't get a ton done.
Puts 2 damage on the Ancient of War, but it puts 1 damage on your Emperor as well. He has to be thinking about swipe.
He is actually going to play the Unstable Goal here.
I can't blame him.
Yeah, this allows him to pick up a couple of cards to take care of the Ancient of War as well. If he picks up one of his Whirlwind like effects or an Inner Rage, he can kill the Ancient of War.
RDU, I think, has actually stabilized this game. He's looking poised to take this one. Harrison Jones going to be able to help shut off any future weapons. He's got the Druid of the Claw to taunt up right now. He's getting in 5 points of damage. Zalae's got no cards in his hand either. I think RDU just turned the corner.
A little late on that one.
Yeah, just a little bit. Oh no. Okay. This could have been a complete disaster. I fully expect RDU to just Harrison Jones here.
Yeah, you'd be able to, heal up with the Ancient of Lore there.
He's going to shut off execute. He's going to be able to get a lot of stuff on board. What more can you really ask for?
Now, is there any reason to ever heal yourself of Ancient of Lore here?
Well, unless Zalae has Mortal Strike in his deck, he's not dealing you 4 points of damage.
Yeah, he is going to heal here. He's going to play it kind of safe.
I'm a little bit surprised by that.
Yeah, I am as well.
It's not really too terribly surprising. I mean, he also knows that if he stabilizes if he gets to a high enough life total, there's no way Zalae can actually just reach him.
Yeah, he can do 20-something damage next turn, but Zalae's still going to get a couple more draw steps, and there's the execute a little late as well.
Yeah, but he just, he needed this earlier. He needed the Battle Rage earlier. Things didn't come together this game, and RDU, this is what Druid does. If it gets to these late game scenarios where it's traded card for card, it will win the game.
Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I like RDU just gaining life there. It creates, it takes away out of Zalae drawing execute into like Death Spite.
Yeah.
Into like, some crazy things happening, so. Yeah, he's going to set up a huge turn next turn. Wow. Druid of the Claw plus Savage Roar is going to be lethal.
I'm surprised that he went with the Harrison Jones instead of
I'm not
the
at
Druid
all.
of the Claw.
Yeah, I'm not at all. He gets to
it's
charge out. Well, he gets to charge out the Druid of the Claw this turn and kill him.
It's almost like rubbing it in your face. I mean, he has the kill either way, right?
Well, I mean, let's just say, Zalae has,
it doesn't matter too much because he ran Zalae out of cards,
slam, yeah.
stabilized the game, and then won it afterwards with probably one of the most abysmal opening hands I have ever seen. He's able to weather the storm that Zalae has thrown at him because Zalae could not find the key cards to keep this engine going and wins game number 1.
Yeah, we talk about this a lot. These Druid decks, you see their opening hands, they're just so bad. I mean, it looks like they can't do anything until turn 4, and then we see them still win the games because in these games, the decks they're playing against don't punish them in the first 3 or 4 turns.